So hello there guys, I am Com783 and I'm going to show you today what are the best weapons for the Terran Republic. We're going to start off with the heavy assault, of course. So I'm currently here on Hassin. That is my heavy assault for the Terran Republic, and let's go to number slot 1. And let's equip that, I guess. Let's make a short screenshot of that. Let's equip that. So, let me explain a bit regarding every attachment, what we have, and the abilities, and then also the implants. So here we have the MSW-R assault rifle. You could say that it's in game it's a light machine gun, but it behaves pretty much like an assault rifle. So what is my favorite setup with that assault rifle? It is basically 1X RTA, reflex sight, short barrel, laser sight, and of course the ammo is just found ammunition, nothing else. The gun is set up in a way that it's just for melee combat. Okay, let me demonstrate it a second. Let me go to Nascent's Defiance, and then I will show you how I play. We're going to be dropped randomly. We're going to spawn at A point. Okay, that's fine. Probably landing on a tree. No, we don't. So confusing a bit for a moment there, but okay, there was a tank, and now we just go to the C point.
Critical.
In the hopes that we find some enemy here, probably not. Since we can see on the minimap, when I scroll, okay, it's already scrolled in. Pressing H basically gives you a better sight of the minimap and where enemies might be. But sometimes you can't really tell if they are above you or below you. Okay, now we don't want to go here. This LMG is not suited for like a hallway like this. Yeah? You can do that, but you only have 50 bullets. That's why we go somewhere else. We go this path, which is more suitable for us. They're already watching here. So we move slowly now. Okay, we didn't kill him. There we have one guy. And there we go. As you could see. Okay, killed him too. He didn't notice me in time. The most important thing is here to take cover. As you could see. When an enemy sees you, you have to take cover, fire shots. Aim for the head. Medikit out. There we go. Even though there was a medic, you want to heal yourself as quickly as possible to not get killed. There he was lucky. He got the first shots off before me. So he basically aimed for my head directly and killed me that way really quickly. And that gun is really stable, but does enemy soldier down.
Generator destroyed.
Okay, two guys, too much. When two guys are shooting at you, you're probably almost toast, always. But this is basically my favorite, one of my favorite. Two guys again. You can't win that again instead, but you can see low HP already, so they're one shot pretty much. Not sure if I'm getting revived here or not. Probably not. But how many kills did we make? 6. We were not too aggressive, we did not pull through or anything like that. And if you want to have a more careful setup, then there are other implants to choose, of course, as well, and attachments. So we'll go over that now as well. If you want to be really sneaky, what you should not do as a heavy assault usually, you have to push really hard. Then of course you can change the implants. I'm currently using the Sidewinder, which gives you 35% more strafe speed to the left and the right. But when you try to strafe back, then it's decelerated by 50% basically. That means that you need more time to strafe from one side to another. So you have to make sure that you always strafe into one direction for a longer time to make this implant really work. And you can also, with level 5 at least, the Sidewinder, you can also go backwards 35% faster, which can be really helpful when you have to get back into cover. And that's why I really like the Sidewinder. Then we have Survivalist 5. It is basically just when you get your shields offline, your recharge speed is faster by 1 second. The sprint speed is increased by 20% for 6 seconds. So you can run to a corner, for example, go into cover really well. And with that implanted Sidewinder, when you go backwards, you go like, instead of 35%, or even for strafe speed left and right, you go, instead of 35%, you go 55% backwards moving. Oh, that's really awesome to have. Survivalist 5 is probably the most famous implant you can have. And then of course you get 150 health back over time, and you got a bit more damage in the shield. What we have done here is the Adrenaline Shield. I still have to max it out. I actually going to max it out now because I feel like it. So we have it at maximum by 25%. So basically what this does is you can absorb 450 damage more. Every time you get a kill, you get 25% of your adrenaline shield back, yeah, so to speak. So it's really useful for getting multi-kills. What you need, of course, a fitting gun for that, and that is the MSW-R, in my opinion. And I would only take the adrenaline shield with the MSW-R. Then we have Advanced Shield Capacity to 5, which is pretty much important when you want to push rooms with only a little amount of enemies, not so many. You don't want to engage a room with this gun with too many enemies, because you don't have a large ammo pool with the light machine gun. Otherwise, if you want to go for it, push a room with a lot of enemies who are throwing grenades, where you already know that there's going to be huge explosives, you just switch to flak ammo. But the purpose of this build is that you basically want shield recharging back as fast as possible to get another kill and another kill, because of, especially because of the adrenaline shield. And I would say this is my favorite loadout, because you can hip fire with the short barrel really well, as you could see in my footage right now. The short barrel is really amazing for that, the getting kills out of the hip, and especially because of the side strafe speed you can kill really good, because the enemy is kind of confused about your movement speed, and he can't track you so well then anymore. If they can track you really well and they put like 4 headshots into you, then you know that they are a hacker, because that never happens with the Sidewinder, that someone tracks you that well. And for your head. Alright. Of course there are different setups for that gun as well, which if you want a more, I would say, controllable setup, because the shot barrel is only for close quarter combat. You have to keep that in mind, it's only for close quarter combat. So what I like to do usually, if I want to go more for stability, but I also want to have that really good hipfire, although the hipfire gets a bit worse because the shot barrel is just amazing enough. But flash suppressor gives you stability and the enemy can't see you shooting, so it's perfect for mid-range engagements. But what I like to have is the compensator. The compensator gives you basically full control of your recoil. It's very manageable then, as you can see. Of course, the cone of fire makes the bullets go all over the place and you shoot too long. And with the short barrel, you will see the difference in a bit. Yeah, it's harder to control, but it's still manageable with the short barrel. But the compensator is basically a way to go when you want to go for headshots at like 20-meter range and further out. Then the compensator is really good, and with the laser sight you're still really stable. Of course, you can also go when you want the complete usage of that gun at medium ranges all the time, then you want to go for a forward grip. Then you take a forward grip and go that way. But the laser sight is the best for the MSW-R, I would say. But if you want to have more control, forward grip is also a way to go. Okay, let's go back like that again. So the second weapon is here, the T4 amp. This is probably the best pistol for the Terran Republic, at least from the Terran Republic arsenal. In every book you could say it is the best choice, and it is the best choice because it has such a high fire rate, 25 magazine, basically like a mini pocket submachine gun, yeah. And I use, when I press the, oops, that was the wrong key. If you press X, you can turn on and off the flashlight, and that's why I love to use a T4 amp. What I am running is basically 1 dot sight, as you could see, flash suppressor, no suppressor, because of the 20-meter reduction is too hardcore on this pistol. You want a bit more range with that thing. And a dark light flashlight, because this is my main go-to weapon against infiltrators. And it's really powerful against infiltrators, believe me that. What you can also go for is extended magazine, but then you will not be able to spot any infiltrators anymore. So use this only when you know that there might be no infiltrators around. Then you can have an extended magazine, like 5 bullets more for your T4 amp. But I like the dark light flashlight most of the time. Sometimes you run out of bullets with the T4 amp when you don't aim properly, when you don't burst fire. Yeah, always make sure to burst fire with that wonderful gun. And then you're good to go. What I like to do, like to have as a rocket launcher, is the NS Decimator. It has the highest damage in the game per one shot. It has also the longest reload, sadly. But this gun is, this rocket launcher is really good. for taking out mech units and infantry. Infantry are also one hit with that rocket launcher, and in close quarters when you are really hectic sometimes and when you want to kill a single infantry guy because you're like loading your MSW-R, then you switch to your rocket launcher and just kill the dude with one shot. Yeah, of course you have to be good at the aim there. Did you hit them? But it usually kills reliably, even sometimes heavy assaults with their shields on, because it also does indirect damage. So, what else is there to tell? Grenades. Anti-vehicle grenade, I would say, is the best thing to go. I do not like the concussion grenades anymore because they need 3 seconds to go off. And back then you could just throw them and then they would explode instantly, which they don't do anymore. So anti-vehicle grenade is really, really powerful, I guess, especially going against Thunderers. There was an enemy for a moment there. Ah well, we took the base, I think. Yeah, we took it. Wonderful. Good. Back to the topic. Then we have medical kits, so to speak. Medical kits should be used 100% on this loadout for sure, and because they just instantly pop, give you 500 health back. Restoration kit just gives you health back over time, which is way too bad. You don't want to use that really. You can't use that when you like know that you're getting damaged by the enemy, your health as well. Then you can just pop that before the engagement. That is possible with the restoration kit. When there are a lot of max units, you should also take C4, which is really important. And then, but the medical kit is the setup is mostly against infantry combat dominating your enemy. So I would say this is the best setup. But if you find the short barrel too extreme, go for the flash suppressor or the compensator. It depends in the moment, or also the suppressor. Yeah, the suppressor. Let's go into that as well in this video before we end it here. So I'm equipping the suppressor and the flashlight stays, and not the flashlight, the laser sight stays, and that's pretty much the same. But I'm going to change now one key component. I want to be sneaky. Your Icta shoes, your Icta remove the survivalist 5, which you will probably do, because when you run away really fast, you're getting spotted, and when you want to be sneaky as a heavy assault, then you take that away, because you're not going to run away, because then you're getting detected. You have to move slowly when you want to take the sensor shield, which protects you from scanning, and except when you're 10 meters too close to a spotting device. So that's how I choose it then. So with the suppressor, you have to be really close and deadly when you are like alone in a base, and let me equip it actually. And you want to be really sneaky. Of course, it's always a preference. Okay, then we have some enemy here on top. Never mind, he's gone.
Need a medic here.
Okay, he's gone. Yeah, I like to use the setup as well, or also with a forward grip. I like it so much because you can just be silent, really silent, shoot before the enemy can even hear you. The general thing with TR weapons is that they are all really silent with the silencer on, so the enemies don't hear them at all or very well. So I like to have that actually. But actually, since the side strafe is not really my style, I still want to have this overlay list 5 for the setup, really. Usually. That's how I almost always went with it. Oh yeah, and in the tactical slot I have the Flash XS. That is just, you don't want ordnance dampener if you want to move fast and push quickly and so on. Flash XS brings you quickly anywhere to the points, and it's really, really handful, really useful. And I would mostly use the Flash XS1 on the heavy assault. Anyway.
Generator stabilized.
So, let's actually go. Let me demonstrate how that works out for me. Going that setup. So you now have, I have not so much recoil anymore because I'm not using the short barrel anymore, but I'm using the suppressor. Now the disadvantage with the suppressor is that you have less range, so you have to be close as well. And the bullet speed is also not that great. The good thing is about
Got it.
I was sneaky and I was rewarded for it. So I'm just moving slowly here, because if there's a spotting device somewhere nearby. Yeah, that was a bit annoying. Let's quickly get another one. That's also annoying. Let's pop that medikit. Alternatively, there's also an implant which does not make you detected.
We call this tactical superiority.
You see, you had no range there. I had no range there, and I could not damage him quickly enough. So as you could see, this setup was completely wrong. What was the right setup? Okay, they want me to go to Inda, but I will stick here. What was the right setup for this engagement? It is going to be the compensator. Yeah, the compensator, exactly, the compensator. And the laser sight. Because you're still so much close sometimes, yeah? As you could have seen. Now, the thing is, now I'm using the compensator, I'm not sneaky anymore. So what does that mean? Yeah, I have to change back, of course, my loadout. And I'm going with the Sidewinder ending again. So I don't want to be sneaky anymore. So you have to learn from that, basically. You saw that engagement, you felt like you did not do enough damage, like it only took down his health, down his shield and a bit of his health. And that was not enough to kill him at all.
We call this tactical superiority.
Because I also did a lot less damage at range. Okay, now we have an enemy here. I'm not sure where.
Good work.
Yeah. Okay, he is there. We could not do nothing against that. Because we were just running up the stairs and we were looking around. So he was prepared for us. Infiltrators are dickheads. If he had like no spotting device, no spotting implant, then he would have not detected us, at least on the minimap. But he was already watching the staircase, so it did not matter at all. Okay, we're taking a bit damage here, that's fine. As heavy assault, you want to move fast. You have to be aggressive.
Generator stabilized.
So I was just... It were good hits, he was almost down. The problem is you got annihilated from the back, 76%. So what I'm going to do now is following. I'm going to switch to center shield again. And I'm going also to choose the forward grip this time. It's not going to be easy. There are a lot of enemies now. As you can see on the minimap, you always have to look out for the minimap. Okay, there's now the spotting device here. Let's find the spotting device first, kill it quickly. It's down below. Or up here. Oh, it's down below. And it is... Ah, it's actually up here. It's on the turret here itself. Yeah, sometimes you have to look out for that. But if you want to stay undetected and run from time to time... Wait, where is that? Where is that? I can't hear it as well. Might be... Oh no, never mind, it's here sometimes. It's really, really sneaky. But you want to kill it. If you want to move fast. You want to kill the spotting device first. Okay, now you can see I did zigzag to run away. And that makes me stay alive. Sadly I got get annihilated from behind. As you can see, it's not always as easy because you never know where there might be enemies. It's fine. It's not really easy to move forward sometimes. You saw my previous footage of the short barrel, which was effective. Okay, he took the way. Yeah, that was impossible. But as you saw, the light assault jumped down and wanted to heal himself, and I already knew that he would do that. He had no other place to go.
Critical.
And you can just kill him that way, and I killed another guy. Now everyone is here in the base, in the wonderful Nascent's Defiance. Okay, you don't want to engage when you are not sure if you can kill the guy really fast. Okay.
That was my mistake.
Enemy heavy spotted.
And run away. Pistol out. Another guy. Okay, too much. Oh, that's okay. Heavy assault was behind me, trying to kill me. He could not land a shot, which was really hilarious to me. But yeah. So I'm actually going to choose. No, I'm still sticking with this loadout with the implants, but I felt like, yeah, it was good that I had side strafe, and I mean, I could have needed some. Okay, hip fire kill. I ducked there. I pressed the control left key and ducked there so he would not headshot me. And so he would have to do it sometimes when they are above you and coming down
Generator
on a staircase.
destroyed.
I can repair that. Enemy heavy
Okay.
Enemy soldier down.
Pop that medikit real quick. Have the heavy shield on.
Got extra ammunition now. Spotted a hostile.
Okay.
Hostile light assault trooper spotted. Tango down.
Okay. Aimed for my wonderful head there. But I had him first. That's why he could not kill me. But yeah, with the forward grab and the compensator, it's really easy to land your shots. And I would recommend it when you have issues with hitting the enemy constantly at range, or you just feel like you have to recoil and just switch the compensator. Okay, I got killed there. It is sadly what it is. I was too close to the wall and I can't change that. But still, my kitty is at 2.0. So always remember, defending is a lot easier with the heavy assault than attacking. Attacking the light assault is a lot better. And you want to use the light assault if you want to get the place really fast and kill the enemy really fast. And that's going to be in our next video. Goodbye for now, guys.